Hello and welcome to Manifest with Tarot. In today's reading, we're going to be looking at your career. We're going to be looking at where you want to go in your career, your business. So this would be for solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, anyone who is starting a business or running like if you're an influencer or if you're just wanting career direction, this is for you. So I call this the Rise and Shine Tarot Forecast because I want you to rise and shine to your fullest potential. So before you, there are 3 piles. Now, previously, I have been doing it so that pile 1 would be for people who don't know what they're doing yet. Pile 2 would be people who are launching their business, and pile 3 would be those who are established. Instead, I want you to pick intuitively, and in each pile, I will do an interpretation for wherever you're at in your path, whether you aren't sure what you want to do yet, whether you're just about to launch something, or you've been doing something in this career or your business for a couple of years now, you're more established. So before you, we have 3 piles. This is pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And on them I have found objects, things that I found and I've kept for their special. There's two different feathers. I don't know what kind of bird these come from. It might be a hummingbird. This is a neat rock that I found on the beach because it's yellow on one side and then white on the other. And I just loved this one. And the third pile is another similar feather to the first one, a little smaller. I also think this is a hummingbird feather, but I'm not exactly sure. So take a look at the 3 piles, choose the one that you are drawn to intuitively, and I will see you at your reading. Hello, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. So in this reading, we're going to be looking at career advice. So for those of you that are just starting out and you don't really know what to do yet, maybe you're looking for direction, or you're about to launch something, or you're just in the beginning stages of your business, or you've been at it for a little while, so you're more established. Whichever place you're at on your journey, I will do a interpretation for each phase. Okay, so these are your tarot cards. We're going to do some oracle cards as well. First, let's look at your overview card, and this beautiful feather you chose. Put it over here so you can see it. Okay, so this is the overview card. It's going to go over a little bit about kind of like advice for your direction or inspiration. So these are the success oracle cards, and it's going to pull up somebody who's famous, who might have some qualities or some attributes or whatever that will assist you in where you're at on your journey. So we have Enzo Ferrari. So Enzo Ferrari is the CEO of the car Ferrari. I think we're all familiar with that car. Hold on here. I'm going to read from the book his particular passage. Okay. Enzo Ferrari, racing champion, luxury car manufacturer, and F1 team owner, completely fiercely on the racetrack and in the market. To drum up buyer demand, he created artificial Ferrari deficits, selling his prancing horses as pricey rarities. After numerous life tragedies, including a son's early death, Ferrari found solace in work. Media-shy racer rarely took time for his sunglasses off, preferring V12 engines to vitamin D. In 2015, the multi-billion-dollar company went public, and with second son Piero working under the hood, increased production. Shares went through the sunroof, with investors now clamoring for electric to stay appropriately competitive. So yeah, he does cars, and he does luxury cars. And what I'm getting from this is that wherever you're at on your journey, whether you're trying to figure out where to go, or if you are just launching or if you've been in your career for a little while, this message from me for you is that you need to sell quality, luxury. Very luxurious. Ferrari is a very luxurious brand. Only certain kind of people can afford to drive these cars. And it's not that you have to jack up your prices super huge, but I kind of get the feeling that you do need to charge more, and you need to sell the luxury. You need to sell that you have a brand or a product that is luxurious. It's like a little higher quality than other things. And he created this scarcity idea around it, like, oh, a limited thing. Maybe that's, for some of you, that could be a little hint there. Like maybe you should have products that you only put out certain times a year, or a certain like quality, a certain amount. So there's this demand. There's a woman I follow on Instagram. She makes these really beautiful robes, and I have yet to be able to afford to buy one because they're handmade and they're gorgeous, like kimonos and just robes that she hand prints on herself. And so she only has a small number that she puts out. And because of this, demand is high, they sell really fast. So that is something you might want to think about if you have a product. Even if you have a service, maybe it's a service you only offer sometimes, and for certain people. And you have to, and this to me is also saying, it's give it a sense of luxury, like high quality. Like make sure you're using, if you're creating products, you're using really good quality sourced materials. If you're performing a service, that you really, get yourself really good at it, that you are like somebody who has specialties, like expertise that nobody else has. So if that's for people who are just starting out, and for those of you that are more established, it's more around finding that kind of niche of people who want quality and that scarcity thing, like that only coming out for a limited time, and that might help boost you a little bit. And if you keep doing it, you see how it goes. And if there is sort of a demand, like if you're very established and there's already a product or service that you're doing that is popular, maybe create like a specialty version of that, and then only limited amount, only certain VIP, kind of get a bit of VIP vibe is what I'm getting here. That VIP luxury, high-end quality vibe. So I'm going to look at your other cards and see what they have to say. But I think for you, when it comes to your career and what you're doing, the way for you to stand out is by creating something that's limited and very high-end, a high-end product, a high-end service, something that is rare and desirable. Oops, it's two swords. Pull that one out. Don't usually pull out the ones that flip, but I kind of have a feeling that one is important. So I'm going to pull out 5 cards. Oh yeah, jumpy. Okay. Nope. A bit more. I'm going to move this feather because I can see it going into the flame and catching fire. You don't want that. Okay. So we have Justice, 10 of Wands, 4 of Cups, and one more, 9 of Swords. Yeah, I definitely see that you've been working really hard and you just don't know what to do. And you're worried about it. There's a lot of worry going on here. A lot of like, you've been working really hard. So we have the Ten of Wands. It's showing me that you've been working really hard. And you're not really, I get the feeling that you're not seeing the results that you want, because you have Four of Cups and you're just sitting up at night worried about it. There's a lot of worries going on here. I gotta check the back of the deck. Queen of Pentacles, though. Okay, so very much an indecision. You're not really sure which direction to take. You're not sure what to do. You've been working very hard and you feel like things are not fair. I get a sense that you're feeling some unfairness, like maybe you've just been working so hard and just not happening for you. So if you're an established business, maybe been at this a while and you're just not getting the numbers you were hoping. You're not getting the customers that you were hoping. You're not getting the amount of followers you want, or something's not working and you're really worried about it, and you're wondering if you chose the right thing. You're wondering if you went into the right thing. And for those of you that aren't sure what to do, so you're the Two of Swords here, you're like, which way do I go? It kind of feels like maybe you had an idea of something you wanted to do, but you were steered off course by something, life events or whatever, just doing a lot of hard work. So for those of you who aren't sure, maybe you were working really hard in one area. For example, let's say you went to university and you were studying to become, I don't know, a therapist. And then you get to the end and you're like, I don't really want to be a therapist anymore. Now I don't know what to do. And I've spent all this time doing this, and it feels like, or you spent all that time being a therapist, but there's no jobs for you. You don't see a path. And so you're having a feeling of working really hard and something's not coming together. So we have that Nine of Swords energy at the end. And it's also this agonizing over a decision. Yeah, like you're trying to make a decision here and you aren't really sure what to do. But the Justice card is telling me that there is some balance. I kind of need to have a balance of the head and the heart here, like, so that you are not getting overwhelmed by your emotions, that you want to start seeing things a little more clearly. We have the Queen of Pentacles at the back, so that tells me your potential is there to really like make money and be self-sufficient. Definitely have that there. But what's happening here, I see, is that there's a real lack of knowing what to do and working really hard at something that just you're not feeling this, you're not getting satisfied by the results, and it's causing you a lot of grief and stress. But the Justice card here is telling me that what you need to do here is that, again, that balancing out of the head and the heart, of your emotions and your logic, of trying to get things in check and seeing things in a clear way, and getting advice perhaps too. Perhaps you need legal advice. There might be some of you that are caught up in legal battles here as well. It could be all kinds of things, patents, names, or something is worrying you a lot, and you're having a difficult time knowing what to do. So I'm going to pull some oracle cards to get a little bit, see what kind of advice we can get here for what you can do. So the first card we have Enzo. And that's kind of the hint here. It's like kind of up it, level up. There's a leveling up that needs to happen. You've been working hard. You've been doing all the work. You've been putting in the work, and you're not seeing results. But it also might be because you're not charging enough, or you're not marketing yourself in a way that makes people think that they have to have it. So it's that feeling, the Ferrari. People will put the pictures of Ferraris on their walls in the hope that one day they'll make enough money to afford a Ferrari. So it's that feeling of creating something luxurious that's limited and only so many certain people can get it. And it's not to say that you only target wealthy people and it leaves others out, but it's more like creating this desire to have what you have. Desire that it's something luxurious and needed in your life, regardless of what that is. So let's see, we have fairy magic. So really the advice here, the Two of Swords, you know, the Two of Swords for me is always about, because she's has the blindfold and her arms crossed across her chest. It's about you reducing stimuli and going inside yourself and following your intuition. And part of that will be because you're so anxious, and I feel there's a lot of anxiety going on here, worry. Fairy magic is telling me that it's time to get out there and play, have some fun, and play, like find the fun in your business and your career again. Like, what would make you happy? What would you enjoy doing? All work and no play is it's difficult because it makes things treacherous, and then you don't want to work anymore. But this is fighting that magic there. So we have innocence under justice. Some of you might be dealing with legal battles. You're being accused of something, and this is telling me that you are innocent and you will be seen as innocent, that it will work out in your favor. So if you are dealing with that, try not to worry too much. That'll just be for a few of you. But the other part of it is too, it's like fairy magic and innocence is also finding that play, like lightening up here, like a need to lighten up and have fun and to see the joy in what you're doing and look at things from the eyes of a child. I mean, obviously you're experienced, you know, you're educated or whatever, because you've been doing your business and you're trying to find a career, but at the same time, it's looking at things with that sense of wonder. That will help you really see what to do here. We have, sexuality under 10 of Wands. Okay, so what I really get from that card is like, some of y'all just kind of need to have sex, like to lighten the mood and, you know, to release some pent up energy. And hopefully YouTube doesn't get angry at me for saying that. But basically it's tapping into that sensual side of things, like, because things have become such a burden for you. It's like time to kind of come back inside your own body and feel good and release a lot of that tension. And part of that releasing of tension is by, you know, the big O's. You don't have to do it with somebody else either. It can just be on your own. So if you don't have a partner, don't worry about it. But that's about you kind of getting into your body and releasing some of that tension, because you've been working really hard. Okay, so 4 of Cups. Return of Spirit. Ooh, I love that one. So to me, that's saying that, it's meditating and connecting to a higher source, and to really work with source. Tap in. That will really help to ease some of that anxiety and that disenchantment that you're feeling. I'm feeling a disenchantment here, and that you feel things are unfair, and that you've been going through a lot of hardships, like, and you're really worried about a lot of stuff. And this is saying, like, try to lighten up, try to have some fun, and in an adult way, but also to enjoy yourself, enjoy your body, enjoy your life, enjoy the pleasures of life. Okay, Return of Spirit is finding that source, returning to source for any kind of inspiration, knowledge. Okay, under 9 of Swords is telling me you know what to do. You know what to do, and you're overthinking it. You're overthinking things very much. And when we're overthinking things, we can get really worried. We can feel really caught up in our anxieties and our emotions in our head, and we can't see clearly. And it's just like a snowball rolling down a hill that's building and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Whoops, sorry. Hit the camera. And this is you taking a step back, taking some time to yourself to have some fun, to look at things with a little bit more, less adulting, more fun. You need to have some fun. And it's like, you know what to do, And that comes from spirit, from source. And you can see like she's being offered this cup and she's sitting with her hands crossed looking at the other cups. It's like you're looking at the things that aren't working and you're wondering, why isn't this working? And here is like source giving you the answer, but you're not seeing it because you're so caught up in your head from worry and anxiety. And this is saying like, you know what to do. You do. If you tap right in to spirit, into your higher source, higher self, you'll get the answers that you need. Think it through. New moon in Gemini. So fairy magic and think it through. That's also duality, 2 and 2. So it's, again, it's the heart and mind thing. Justice to balancing, like the heart and mind. It's like balancing out your thoughts with, like, don't overwork yourself. It's like, don't take a step back because you've been working very hard and you might be a bit of a workaholic syndrome here. You burnout. It's like burnout is really coming through here. And the way to avoid that is through finding some fun and having some fun and stepping back and enjoying yourself, kind of like take a breather, but also think it through. It's like really take time to meditate on this. And meditating, because she's, again, with the eyes closed, intuitively, because you know what to do. The answers are inside you, okay? Is really what's coming through here very strongly. The answers are inside of you. And your, spirit guides or higher self or source, whatever you want to call it, has those answers for you. They're sitting there. It's inside. Cool your emotions, full moon in Aries. Yeah, it's that balancing out. You're worried about a lot of things. And the advice here, in order to get past the worry, is through your own body, actually, and childlike wonder, and seeing things through the eyes of that, playing. But because we have sexuality, it's an adult thing, so it's exploring your senses a little bit more. Take inspired action. Yeah. I love the colors of this card. But yeah, that's that. Like, get out of your head and into your body and work on your emotions. Work on, like, breath work or yoga, or you have to channel out some of this pent-up energy. And a lot of that, because we have sexuality, is it's a block. There's a block that needs to kind of come out, and the block is coming from anxiety and worry and stress and overworking, overthinking things. So this is saying, get into your body, start taking some actions. Here, I feel like getting out into nature, taking a step back from your whole business and everything, and having some fun for a little bit. Like, whatever that is to you. Go to a nightclub, or go to a live band show, or just go walk in the woods, go camping somewhere overnight by a stream. Spend some time with friends. Whatever it is that would make you, kind of whatever sparks joy in you, that's really what you have to do. And it's really about getting your body too, though. So we want exercise of some kind here. Forgive, full moon in Pisces. So somebody might have done you wrong, and that was the justice and the innocence. Somebody might have done you wrong, and this is saying, like, just let it go. There's a lot of twos in here, duality. So there could be somebody who, is causing you problems, legal problems. It will work out in your favor. So try not to worry and just let them go. Like, the best thing you can do, I found, for forgiveness is just wish that person well. You know what? They hurt me. They did this thing. You know what? I ask that they find peace in their life, and somehow that they can realize the pain they cause other people and that the pain they cause me. And I wish them well and let them go, because that's a form of magic when you forgive. But forgiving, again, is not, forgiving somebody's and letting them back in your life. It's releasing them from your emotional being, so that you can be free. We have released the blocks. So first quarter moon in Scorpio. Yeah, you're very blocked because you've been very stressed out, you've been overworked, you've been worried about something, you're not sure what to do. And this whole reading here is saying, like, it's time to level up. Okay? It's time to level up. And the way you're going to do that is by taking a step back, letting those wands go, let your work go for a bit. Just take a step back, get a clear head by getting into your body and pushing the Kundalini yoga. Might be really good for some of you. Get that very strongly. Anything, breath work, any kind of way to like really push through the tension and release it out of your body is really going to help you at this time. And because here we have Enzo Ferrari, it's right in the beginning. It's telling you that the answers are there and you can come out absolutely on top here. And you know what to do. And the key lies in you seeing more value in yourself and in your work and giving it more value, creating more value around your service, your job, whatever it is that you're doing, creating this sense of need, of want around what you have to offer. All right, thank you so much for joining me. Please do leave a comment if any of this resonated with you. I just love to hear from you anyway. I love reading the comments, and do follow, because I do these regularly. I do these little career check-ins regularly, and it's a good thing. Come in and check in if you're feeling a little stuck, and I can give a little advice. Share, like this channel, share, and please do support my work. I would love that. So thank you so much for joining me. Bye now. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. So in today's reading, we're going to be looking at, I call it the Rise and Shine Tarot Forecast for Success, because I want you to rise to your full potential and shine like the star you are in your career. And so this will be a reading where I do 3 different kind of interpretations, where I'll talk to those of you who are sure where to go in your career. You're not kind of looking for some direction. Those of you that are kind of in the middle, like you're just launching something, you've been working on something, you're about to launch, you're in the first year of business. And also those of you that have been in it for a little while and you're a little more established. So I'll talk to you all on your different parts of your journey through this reading. All right, so this is the stone you chose. I found this recently on the beach, and I just love it because it's like a dual color. I'll put that there. All right, so the first card is going to be a general overview. It'll kind of give you a flavor, if you will. These are the Success Oracle cards. It's people that are famous, and kind of get a little bit of a little inspiration from them. So whoever comes up, even if you don't like them and you don't like anything they stand for, that's not the point. It's just to kind of give you a little bit of inspiration for your path. So I say that because you have Kim Kardashian, Kim Kardashian West. So it says, act like the camera's always rolling, hold a mirror up to society and play with the filters. No topic is off limits. All right. I think most of us know who Kim Kardashian is. I'm going to read the book, though, because in case you're lucky enough to not know who she is. I don't like Kim Kardashian. I'm not a big fan of the Kardashians in general, but maybe you are. No judgment here. I just personally don't. Okay. Kim Kardashian West amassed her $350 million fortune by existing on this godforsaken earth, turning a leaked sex tape into a business strategy, playing the role of self on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, endorsing products, selling selfies, and Kimoji apps, including a digital butt, and gainfully peddling her makeup line, KKW, while pocketing profits as sole owner. And Also, and yes, really, Kardashian is an effective driving force for criminal justice reform in the US. Note to future archaeologists, do not avert your gaze. You must know the truth about our lives. So, the thing about Kim Kardashian is that she hasn't really, didn't really do anything. Like, she didn't create a business or go to university or do anything like that. She has a family name and she got kind of famous from that sex tape. And so, but the thing about her is that she's always ready for the camera. And this to me is saying that those of you who aren't sure what direction to take here, whether you are new, you're not sure what you want to do yet, whether you are just about to launch something or whether you're established, this is saying get on camera and be real, authentic, in a like a reality show kind of a way. I think the main reason why they got famous too is because they have the reality show Keeping Up with the Kardashians or whatever it's called. And so it's always like being camera ready, being kind of glamorous and being in a way that people kind of want to be like you. Whether you're glamorous or not, you don't have to be glamorous. It's more about creating an image, a persona online of people who want to kind of follow you and do what you do, wear what you wear. So a lot of you might be influencers here or thinking about it. And if so, this is definitely a confirmation that influencing, being in that kind of a field, would work well for you. But if you cringe at that, basically it's saying don't keep yourself out of the spotlight here. You really need to step in front of the camera. You really need to show the world you. Let's put her here because we're going to bring out some tarot cards. So yeah, it's like start a YouTube channel would be the best way. YouTube channels, the greatest thing about YouTube channels is they're hooked up to Google. So if somebody is searching Googling you a topic, your video might come up. And so that'll drive more traffic towards you. YouTube is definitely one of the best tools, social media tools you can use when you're a business. You just have to get on camera and you have to be brave about it. So we're going to get the tarot cards out to give a little more information, but that's really what I'm getting here. And for those of you that are already on camera, and it's like, well, that's what I'm doing. This is saying like you have the potential here to really amass a huge audience just by being you. So this is saying like be authentic to yourself, show your real life, show who you are, show like. But if you look at Kim Kardashian, she uses a lot of filters. So it's like you, but a persona. So somebody who, like when I get on camera for tarot, I always wear wigs because that's just my alter ego. That's what I like to do. In my other business, I don't wear wigs. I'm a little more straight-laced, but I enjoy wearing wigs. I enjoy dressing up. I enjoy doing those things. So it might be something as simple as that, like just wear more elaborate clothing, wear wigs, put on some makeup, a little bit more makeup, or fancy up your background. Find a filter. Maybe that's like some filter out there is kind of your unique your special touch. Like maybe vintage. Maybe make all of your videos look vintage, or make them look very colorful, or something like that. Like your own signature style. And this is what's coming through here with your own signature style. And Kim Kardashian kind of has that because she's always changing up her look, but she's always very glamorous, very made up. She's got like the boom boom body, you know, she has the very hourglass shape, and she knows how to market herself. She knows how to market that. And this is saying like to market yourself more and to take it up a little notch. Whatever that means. Even if you're a farmer and you hate wearing makeup, make your farm look very romantic. Add some romance to it somehow. And that's be up to you, whatever you decide to do. But it's more like just kind of leveling up your videos a little bit. Or if you're not on video, get on video and show yourself. And it takes time. So those of you that are not on video, or you've been on video and it's not working, it does take time. So be patient. But this is the advice that's coming through. So we have Queen of Swords, Six of Cups, Seven of Swords. Interesting. Ooh, okay. Got something here. Six of Wands. Look at that. All right. You're kind of meant to be on camera. Death card. Underneath, Four of Pentacles. All right. You're holding back. You've been holding back. And so there's a couple of different interpretations here. One is like, we have Six of Wands. Somebody in your life, this isn't for everybody, this is for some of you. Some of you in your life had a mother or some kind of female influence in your life who was very critical of you. Critical, judgmental, kind of bossy, told you what to do, didn't let you really, and this is from your childhood, so probably a mother, grandmother, some kind of figure in your life, an aunt, somebody who was older, who thought they were giving you good advice. They were trying to keep you to being practical, to being, you know, doing the right thing. And the Seven of Swords here is telling me that this particular figure either made you feel was competing with you in some way. So I'm going to give an example. A mother who was constantly competing with you for attention, who didn't think that you could do the things that if they didn't do them, you couldn't do them. So it was this feeling like you had to sneak behind them and do things without them knowing, or you're just worried that you'll make them jealous. So it's a jealous kind of a figure here. And although their advice might have seemed very practical and pragmatic and trying to get you to follow a certain path, really it came down to them not wanting you to have what they didn't have deep down. And maybe they didn't even realize they were doing that. But there's a definite sense of somebody being very critical of you, and you now feeling the jealousy, because that gets passed on. So if you had a mother that was very jealous and acted very jealous of other women or of you or whatever, competition, she was very competitive. The feeling your mom was, or whoever was this maternal figure in your life was very competitive with you, and that made you feel competitive with others. So that's one thing I'm getting here. The other thing I'm getting here too is that you are thinking a little too much in your head, a little too logically, but you have the ability to convey a message very clearly. This is something you've always wanted. Like, you're meant to be in the spotlight. The Six of Wands is telling me that's what you're meant to do. You're meant to be like a Kim Kardashian. You're meant to stand in the spotlight. You're meant to stand out. But you're battling feelings of jealousy. You're battling competition too. You might be feeling like there's too much competition, but you can't worry about that stuff. So here we have, in the end, we have death. Death is about the end of one cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. So if you're in this place where you're not sure, you have to let that go now. This voice, this critical voice in your life, it's time to get rid of it. It's time to go on and take from your youth, from your childhood, the things that made you confident and strong, the good things, and realize that, like, you don't have to compete with other people or with this woman, whoever she is from before. That's not, you don't have to worry about her anymore. You need to focus on yourself, and that you are meant to stand out and shine. You're meant to be. And I think some of you might be afraid, or you feel like somebody told you not to do it, is what I get very strongly from this reading. And you're battling that feeling here. or you're you're comparing yourself. There's a bit of an imposter syndrome thing going on here too. You're comparing yourself too much to other people and seeing like, I'm not pretty enough for that, or nobody's going to want to listen to me. Nobody ever has. Like, it's a real Six of Cups and Queen of Swords is very much somebody in your youth made you feel that you're not good enough, that you don't measure up. But you do. You do. So it's about transforming that thought process into something into the new. So you're about to enter a new phase, a new cycle in your life here. One where you're going to have a lot more prestige and you're going to have a lot more cameras on you, a lot more attention. And I think that this card is telling you that that's what you need to do. That's where you got to go. That's your guiding light here. Is to shine, like, be a star. Don't be afraid to stand out like a star. And to dull the voices, the critical voices in your head that probably come from childhood, from your past, whatever happened in your past. And because that imposter syndrome is tripping you up. I can see that. But you are meant to stand out. You're meant to be in the spotlight. It's just a matter of you have to go through a transition here. Some kind of, you are probably going through right now a transition from one phase to another phase. Shifting, exactly. And it comes under this, so again, that's shifting this negative Nancy voice in your head. Somebody who gave you advice that maybe is causing you to feel like you can't do it. Like you can't for some reason. And it's the imposter syndrome thing. I'm getting that very, very strongly. And it's about you kind of transmuting that imposter syndrome vibe into power, into strength, into standing on your own. And not being afraid to let the camera shine on you. Music. Okay. Some of you might play in a band. Maybe you want to be a musician. Something that you wanted to do since you were young. You're very talented there. So this is kind of confirmation that, yeah, you should. You should definitely do that. And music is also how you'll kind of heal some of those old wounds from your childhood. It makes you feel like you're not good enough. Music is definitely a very strong force in your life. Mediumship. Interesting. It's under Seven of Swords, so you're very tapped in to a higher source here. Very tapped into the other side, whether you know it or not. So, and some of you might actually, it's what you want to do. Maybe you want to be a tarot card reader or something in the esoterics, and somebody's from before is like, you can't do that. Definitely, music might help aid you in connecting to the other side, but also don't be afraid. I think some of you are worried that you're not hearing, so mediumship is being able to contact that other side that maybe you don't trust it. There's a sense of lack of trust here. But you can trust it. Okay. Worthy. Again, like, and it's also because it's almost like maybe this person who in your childhood was giving you critical of you or telling you can't do these things, maybe that person has passed on, and now they're basically saying you are worthy of standing in the light. You're worthy of this. You're worthy, okay? You're worthy of the spotlight. Don't let that imposter syndrome get in your way. And this too, like the mediumship, it's also like connect with your guides and let them guide you here, because you can. You're very good at that. Last one. Prayers. Son of death. So yeah, there's a very strong vibe that some of you are really able to tap into the other side, to people who have passed away, and you can talk to them. And they want to come through and they want to talk to you. And so don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to do that. Tap in. You see the prayer? It's like you've been praying for change. It's coming, okay? It's definitely coming. Okay. I'm going to look at one more set of oracle cards, get a little bit more advice here. But the main message coming through for your business, regardless of where you're at on your path, is you need to get in front of a camera. And if you're already in front of a camera, you gotta level up here. Don't be afraid to show your authentic self. Don't be afraid to show who you really are, because you are definitely worthy of this. You have talents and skills that you don't even realize, I think. And a lot of that has to do with being able to tap into to the other side. Let your fears dissolve. Full moon in Cancer. Yeah, you're worried about what's happened. I mean, not what's happened. Well, yes, what's happened, but more what like other people in your life have been saying. Maybe you've been hearing that you're not good enough. You can't do those things. No one's going to want to look at you. Someone that's just very critical. I get critical vibes here. This is saying, and it's caused you to feel like you're not good enough, or that you're not worthy, you're afraid, but this is saying let it go, because you are good enough. You can do it. And this is a crab, so Cancer. The crab is like has a protective shell that it can go into when it wants to feel safe. And this is saying like come out of your shell. Don't be afraid to come out of your shell. Take a breather. Yeah. This person looks like they're kind of nude, taking nude swimming. That might do it. Taking skinny dipping. That can boost your confidence too. So I feel some of you might not feel very confident in front of a camera, and this might help you. Is doing something. Both Cancer too. We're really dealing with some emotions. A lot of emotions. Cancer too to me is always about family. So you're worried about family and what they think. But you have family on the other side that wants you to do this. And you can tap into them through prayer, through meditations. Prayer is a kind of meditation. Detoxify. So that's falling under Seven of Swords. That's you getting that. Detoxifying, people think, oh, food and drink. No, yes, but in this case, it's detoxifying your thoughts, your ideas about things, and realizing that you are worthy, you can do this, and to kick that imposter syndrome to the curb. Everyone deals with imposter syndrome. You're not alone. So we have here, leave the past behind. Exactly. That's how I feel. Like something from your past is holding you back, and it has a lot to do with family. And like family has been critical of you, or naggy, or telling you things that aren't true about you. The thing is that you know the truth, but there are ancestors that want to help you. Definitely. 100% ancestors want to help you. And try to contact them. Take a reality check. Yeah, to me that's very much that I think you're now starting to realize this. I think this will just be confirmation. If you're watching this and kind of you're like, yeah, I know it, I know I need to do this, then you know. And that's the reality here. The reality is that you kind of have to level up. You have to be willing to stand in front of a camera and let yourself shine here. Because, well, I know somebody personally who wasn't able to succeed in their business, and that was because they were terrified of being in front of a camera or even having their picture taken. They didn't want anybody to know who they were, but they owned this business that was, doing quite well. But because they weren't willing to allow themselves to be seen, it didn't work out. And that is something that I feel very much here. You really need to step out in front of a camera and you need to be seen. However that means for you, everyone's going to be different. But I really feel like you need to sell yourself more. And for those of you that are who are thinking about becoming an influencer of some kind, so that's definitely confirmation for you. Those of you who are influencers, who are maybe not getting the results that you want, this is saying to level up, to get a better set, get better makeup, hair, or clothing, or whatever it is that you feel comfortable in, whatever works for you. You don't have to wear makeup if you don't want to. But the point, though, is to find a signature look that's just you and it's authentic to you. Because when we see somebody being authentic to who they are, we can relate to them a lot better. And we know that they're telling the truth and we can feel like we can trust them. And that's a way that you can build trust with your audience, is to let them see the real you and to really find something that is just yours, like your own signature thing. All right, I hope this helped you. Thank you so much for joining me. Please do like this video or leave a comment, subscribe to this channel to support what I do. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to have you back because I do these readings all the time. And it's a good way to check in and see how you're going along in your career. So thank you so much for joining me. Bye now. Hello, pile 3. If you chose this, I think it's a hummingbird feather. I found it outside my house. This is for you. Now, this reading is going to be for your career, so I'm going to do basically 3 different interpretations, not separately, but all together. I'll talk about how, for those of you that are just starting out, for those of you who are just in the launching phases, and I'll also address those of you who have been in business for a while. So I'll take into consideration the different points that you might be at on your path. This is for anybody who is starting a new career, not sure about what to do. You're a solopreneur, entrepreneur, you want to start your own business, whatever that case may be. This is going to help you find some direction. So this first card is going to be an overview, kind of an influence, some kind of advice, some inspiration. It's the Success Oracle card. So, people who have been very successful in their career, and I'll kind of give you a little bit of like guidance on your path. So for you have Walt Disney. Now, everybody knows who Walt Disney is, but I am going to read the passage on him. Mickey Mouse co-creator Walt Disney found the feel-good sells well. Found that feel-good sells well. Sensing the Great Depression could use some laughs, he scored again with Snow White, the first ever feature-length animated film. Early business failures also taught Disney the perennial value of intellectual property. Donald Duck t-shirt, royalties. Mary Poppins doll, royalties. Goofy costume worn by felon in Times Square, no contest. Disney died during construction of Walt Disney World, Florida, but continued his world occupation posthumously with resorts in Paris, Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Shanghai. He is survived by 26 Academy Awards and an empire that causes early onset brand loyalty. Yeah, so Disney owns everything. There's the Disney Channel as well. But what I'm getting from this, though, is fun. So if any of you are not sure what to do, what to go, or whether you are just starting, whether you have launched, whether you are an established business, this whole thing is about appealing to all ages. It's about appealing to the childlike wonder in all of us. It is about having fun. Disney, we all know who Disney is, and it had that signature look and Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck and all the different Cinderellas and all these different cartoons and animated things that have really shaped our childhoods and have followed us through our lives. And I feel like that is something that you can put under your hat, so to speak, for your business, is to think about, how can I appeal to a greater audience, somebody all ages, kind of think like the child inside of us. You don't have to necessarily do something for children, but I feel though that because Walt Disney came out, a lot of you are probably in businesses that are geared towards children. Maybe you're a teacher, or you do clothing for kids, or something around children. And this is about, but even if it's not for children, it's appealing to that childlike wonder within all of us, having fun and stepping outside the boundaries of what you think people want, to getting into what you know they need, and that longing that we all have for something greater than ourselves, for feeling connected to everybody, for feeling like we belong. And I feel like Disney really did that, because he told stories that appealed to everyone, and their longing, and their underneath what, little girls wanted to be princesses and wanted to be discovered. And yes, they're very dated, kind of sexist, definitely a lot of that. But at the time, though, it was really tapping into something, because it came out in the Great Depression. People were suffering. It gave them something magical. It's about creating magic in what you do, right? So let's take a look at some tarot and see what the tarot has to say. Like singing and dancing, and some of you might be in theater, or some of you might actually be illustrators. Some of you might be artists, creatives. It doesn't really matter. This is like a group reading, so it's going to affect everybody, or speak to all of you in a different way, but you're all on a similar journey and you're a similar path in your careers. And what it's saying is, here with this card, is like, give it some magic, that childlike wonder, that magic. So if you're feeling a little stuck, that's kind of the key. And if you're wondering which direction to take, that's also the key here, is creating magic in people's lives. Let's see a little bit more information. All right. How many cards came out? 2. Well, we're going to get more than that. But the Fool. Yay! Yes, the Fool is perfect for this Walt Disney card. Perfect. 4 of Cups. Okay. Let's see. We have... Let's pull these down a little. The Strength. Okay. 10 of Swords. And King of Cups. Okay. Queen of Pentacles in the back. That was on the back of the last one too. Again, you have what it takes to create to be really self-sufficient here, and to create a life of your dreams. And this is about following your dreams. This is the Fool. It's all about starting a whole new journey and not worrying about where it's going to take you. I think a lot of you here are very much stuck, because when we go back to the Walt Disney and how he started in the Great Depression, we have 4 of Cups, Strength, 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords is that energy of being rock bottom, of things. 10 of Swords could also be a lot of physical pain that you're going through. Somebody stabbed you in your back, but what I'm getting here is that you're burnout. It's like something failed, or something isn't working, or something in your life. You've been going through a lot. But what it has done here is it's given you this new renewed faith and strength. In knowing that, believing in, see, the 4 of Cups here is you're trapped thinking about something that you don't have. but something is being offered to you. It's all new adventure. And this is saying you have the strength, the ability, and the faith to take on this whole new adventure, even though things have been very good for you lately, and you've been through a lot. And the Ten of Swords coming up tells me that you're very much at the end of a very bad cycle that has been very hard on you. But the good news about the Ten of Swords is that it's only up from here, that you're at the end of it. Not the other side of that, here we have King of Cups, is just you mastering those emotions. You having control over your emotional well-being, and knowing where you want to go in life. But the Fool is that energy of setting off on a new adventure. It's with Walt Disney, that innocence, that childlike wonder. That's what I was saying before. You really need that childlike wonder to come in, because you've been very much stuck in adulting and it's brought you down. But on the other side of that is strength and a whole new adventure, a whole new path, a whole new life, a whole new way of looking at things. And you finding mastery. So I see that you're very much mastering yourself right now. And so if you're feeling really stuck, regardless of where you're at, if your business is established, or you're just launched, or you're not sure which direction to take, you're about to go on a whole new adventure, a whole new path. So the Ten of Swords, for those of you who've been in business or launched, probably didn't work out. Maybe your business is failing and you have to give up. Or you feel like you have to give up. But this is saying, like, hold on here. There's more. There's more. There's a new adventure coming. A new adventure's awaiting for you on the other side of the dark times, because you're about to leave that cycle behind and go to something new. And this has given you this strength and this faith in yourself and this mastery over your own inner life, your own inner emotions, that is going to really accelerate you on your path here. So for those of you that have been going through a lot lately and you're wondering now what to do, it's like, take the lessons from your Ten of Swords moment, that bottoming out feeling, and start on a whole new adventure. Now is time to throw caution to the wind and do something that will make people happy. You need magic. You need a little magic here. Okay? Right. And that might come in the form of writing. So blog or book, or I don't know what, some kind of written expression. Or it could also be something that you're going to read, somebody else has written, that is going to set you off on a whole new path. But some kind of writing. And I get though, some of you are novelists here, books. There's a book coming in you. There's a book in you ready to be born, ready to start. And if you've been feeling that, write it. Do it. Don't procrastinate anymore. Just follow through. Because it'll be successful. Or it will, at least it will lead to that place. It's going to lead you on a new path. Okay? Simplicity. So it's about kind of just bringing things down to what's simple. What's basic. What do people like? They like to be happy and feel joy and enjoy themselves. And that's where you need to follow right now. The simplest answer is always the right one, you know? That's kind of what I got there. Manifest. You have the ability to manifest your whole world here, 100%. And it comes from simplifying things. Don't make things too complicated. You know, you need to find that joy, violet flame. Yeah, you've been going through a dark night of the soul. And that's because you are about to level up huge. You're about to create something magical, wonderful, that's going to appeal to a lot of different people. And the way to get there is through just simplifying your life here right now. And just get down to basics and think about, you know, childlike wonder again. It's coming back to that. Let's get the last card. Sexuality. That came up before too. And you know why? I think it's because moving energy through our body. So when you have this 10 of Swords and you've been going through a dark night, sexuality helps to bring energy through your body, like Kundalini yogas and things. Emotions, help you master your emotions, is to really find the sensual parts of our being and expressing that and allowing it to flow. Whoa, my cards went everywhere. So yeah, allowing that, what's it called? Prana energy? I'm not really sure. But that sexual energy to kind of flow through your body. So I'm going to grab a few more oracle cards here, get a little bit more information. But I feel like it's really clear that you need to express yourself in the most purest, simplest way of that childlike wonder. And, you know, you're about to manifest something big. Once you're finished, a lot of you are already at the end here of this dark night of the soul phase that you've been in. Something new is about to be born. Last quarter moon in Scorpio, reveal what needs to be seen. All right. Most of the time, for me, this card means to like keep things to yourself until you're ready to show them, which is actually true. But in this case, this is you allowing people to see the things that you have been hiding. And now it's time to come out of hiding. Now it's time to step out into the light and write about it. Write about something. Or, yeah, expression. Write as expression. So expressing yourself in a way that you haven't before. And don't be afraid to do that. Full moon in Pisces, forgive. So, yeah, you've been going through some difficult times. We have the Violet Flame and the Ten of Swords telling me that you've been through a rough patch here. Dark night of the soul. And maybe that was triggered by somebody's actions towards you or something you did. Who knows? But this forgive is saying, like, let all that stuff go now. Now it's time to release it. And to stop thinking about what isn't anymore. So if you look, her hoodie says over it, and she's got the 3 that she's thinking of, and there's somebody offering her something and she's not willing to take it. It's like you're stuck on something that is causing you pain, like somebody who's caused you pain or something you did, and it's time to let that go. Forgive and move on. And that's the simplicity of all. Simply forgive it. And as I was saying in the last pile that had the forgive card, it's like forgiveness is wishing somebody well on their journey and hoping that they realize their mistakes, hoping they find healing. Because when people do bad things, it's because they're in a bad place often. And so it's like a hopeful, like I hope this person finds health and healing and wellness on their journey, and you let them go. Let it go. Practice gratitude. Last minute, yeah. So we have manifest and we have strength. That's having that faith. Having faith that everything you want is coming. Okay? And practicing gratitude is about feeling grateful for everything in your life. Like just grateful. I'm grateful I'm here. I'm grateful I have this roof over my head. I'm grateful that I have my friends. I'm grateful for, I don't know, my cat, my dog. I'm grateful I made myself feel good today. I don't know, whatever it is. Like practicing gratitude is a daily thing, and it's important. So you might want to get a gratitude journal about and write down things that make you feel grateful, right? So you can come out of this Ten of Swords, Violet Flame moment with that real King of Cups maturity and like mastery over that part of yourself. And part of that is going to be through the healing process of forgiving the past and finding grateful for the things that are in your life now that you're grateful for. Leave the past behind. Yeah, right on top of here. That's a very similar message to one of the last piles. Is you've been going through a lot, and now it's time to release it and let it go because it's holding you back. And you're coming to an end of a very tough cycle. So be grateful for that. Be grateful that for your lessons that you learned along the way, and to find healing and forgiveness, and just grateful for what you've been, where you are now. Cool your emotions, full moon in Aries. Yeah, that's that release of that pent up energy that I feel like is in there. And that'll come through getting into your body and moving that energy around, however you want to do that. Kundalini yoga, that came up in the other pile as well. But I feel that very much for this pile too. It's a moving through some difficult times, and all of the readings that I've been doing recently have all been around people feeling just going through a difficult time. I mean, we did come out of a long pandemic, and we have inflation, and there's a lot of things going on. So, people aren't feeling very happy a lot. We're going through some dark times in the world, and so this is saying, like, recognize that for what it is, forgive it, and release it, and try to be in the now and look at what you can be grateful for in this moment, because something really wonderful is happening for you. And just know that you're about to manifest a whole new adventure, and you're about to leave this really dark place behind, and just believe in yourself and have faith in that, and look at magic. Like, how can you create more magic in your career, and in how you present your whatever it is that you're selling, service or product? How can you create some magic around it? How can you make it Walt Disney, like the Walt Disney thing, mass appeal? All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Please do subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you back. Comment if you'd like to comment. I'd love to hear from you. Do like the video. All of these things help with my channel to get it out there. And thank you so much for joining me. I wish you well. You're about to really cross a threshold here, and do come back and let me know how it goes, because I am very curious. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Bye now.